Hey guys, Jay here. Happy Tuesday, I guess. I did a flight this morning with a kid, and Ed picked me up, and we flew back down to the airport. So him and his dad were both there, and I said, hey, take the checkbook, the checklist. I said, make sure everything's going over, make sure you sump the fuel and everything, and we'll get out of here. I said, do the checklist and make sure everything's done. So figuring he's a pilot for a Cessna 150, he knows what a checklist is. It's not like he's flying a space shuttle. So he come up and he said, I got everything done. I said, you jumped the tank underneath the cowling? And he said, what tank? I said, where the oil compartment is. I said, you checked the oil? Yeah, I checked it. I said, okay. So I showed him in the oil compartment, right? And I said, see that white handle there? And he said, yeah. I said, there's a tube coming out of the bottom. Put your cup under it, pull up on that. So he did it, shot the fuel out. No water in it. He was never taught that. That's pretty much on every Cessna aircraft I ever flown. But, I don't know. I told Ed, I said, let's get ready to go. I said, I want to get back home. So, got everybody strapped in the airplane. Ed fired the helicopter up. His dad, or my kid's dad, sitting in the back seat. I said, you got your seatbelt on? He said, yeah. So the kid turns the master on. I said, Mr. Rich. I said, open your window up. And he said, for what? And I said, yell clear prop before you hit that key. He said, why? There's nobody around. I said, because you don't know if anybody's going to walk around. I was in a pissed off mood anyway when I got there. Like I said, I'm tired. I got work to do. I got my mom and dad to take care of. And it's just, I don't know. Anyway, he yelled clear prop. Nobody's around. He fired the engine up. I said, all right, call tower, we'll taxi out. He didn't fucking know how to do that. I said, you call the tower, tell them you're ready, sitting in front of what building you're sitting in front of, tell them you're ready to taxi, that you want to depart to the north. He said, okay. And I said, well, when they tell you what to do, you repeat it back to them. Whoever taught this kid didn't teach him much of anything. I'll give him that. So I called. I told him taxiway, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So I told him hold short on the runway. So I told him, I said, go ahead and do your run-up. So he's holding brakes. I put my foot on the brakes just in case. And check the left mag, the right mag, carb heat, make sure there was a drop in the RPMs. Everything was good. Pulled the throttle back. Then they cleared us for takeoff. So I told him, I said, remember, when you taxi this thing out in the middle of the runway, get the nose wheel on the middle. When you hit the throttle on this thing, this nose is going to swing left hard. So you have to give it a lot of right rudder. It's not a 150. Cessna 150s, they barely turn. They're just small aircraft, so you barely have to hold any rudder. But I said, as soon as you hit the throttle, it's going to want to turn. Push the right rudder. So I had my foot on the rudder. So I told him, I said, 70 rotation. I said, start taking off the ground. Well, at 70, I felt the front end bobbing. So I told him, I said, go ahead and rotate. He pulled back on it, and that son of a bitch went straight up in the air. Horn come on, stall horn come on. I hurried up, grabbed it, pushed it over. I said, what the fuck are you trying to do, kill us? He said, I don't know what happened. So I looked down here, the fucking trim was set for nose up. I said, what'd you do, miss a step in the book? To set the trim to neutral? He said, I don't know. I said, I put the trim to neutral. I said, just keep climbing. Keep your nose on the horizon. His dad's on headphone. Why are you yelling at him? I said, because we could have been fucking nose planted into the runway in a fiery fucking mess. That's why. I said, if you're going to be backseat driver, I'll turn this fucker around. You can find somebody else to fly it. He said, no. He said, I'm good. I'm sorry. So I told him to climb out. I said, put your gear up. So he hit the gear button, the gear come up. So, I don't know. Like I said, I told Ed, we were on different radios. I told him, he said, what happened with the takeoff? I said, you tell me. So I told that kid, I said, climb the 4,500 feet. He said, okay. I said, you and your dad want to see what would have happened if I wasn't in the airplane? He said, no, I don't know. He said, what are you going to do? I said, you know what a departure stall is, right? And he said, yeah, we did them. He said, we were at an altitude, pull the nose up until the horn comes on, push the nose back over. No. Hey, no. Slow flight stalls are the same way with full flaps. Pull the nose up, imminent stalls, horn comes on, you push them over. Get your airspeed back. So I told him, I said, 4,500 feet, pull the throttle back, slow it up to 65. He said, all right. So I called Ed, I said, back off for a minute. And he said, okay. He said, what are you doing? I said, let's show them what a stall is. He said, oh, Christ. He said, okay, go ahead. So I told him, I said, gears up, okay. 65 knots. I said, I want you to give it full power and pull the nose back the same we were taking off. I said, when the horn comes off, or when the horn comes on, hold it there. He said, what, don't? He said, don't lower the nose? I know. I said, hold it there. So he held it there, and he kept wanting to push the nose over. I said, let me see the plane. So I grabbed it, I ripped the nose back, wing stalled, and corkscrewing to the ground we went. And he slammed against the door, and he said, what are you doing? What are you doing? I pulled the throttle back real quick. I said, well, how do you get out of this, you know? He said, no, I don't know. You spin on the left, kick right rudder hard. So he hit the right rudder. I said, hold it in. So it broke the spin. I said, now grab the controls and pull it out slowly so you don't rip the damn wings off of it. So pulled it out. I said, go ahead and hit your throttle. Climb back up, put your gear up. So we got through that. I said, no. I said, I got everything programmed on the GPS to where the airport we're going to. The identifier and everything. He said, okay. I said, what you got to do on the controls on your yoke is hit autopilot engage. So he hit it. I said, let it go. So the autopilot turned the plane around, took us towards the location. I said, did you ever use a chart? He said, what do you mean a chart? I said, a map? Aerial map? Anything like that? He said, no. He said, we have GPS in the plane that I flew. I said, good. Because I'm going to tell you what, last night, Jay stayed up, and I mapped it out. I had my flight computer and everything. I mapped it out to the airport we were going to on a nice little chart for the little man. Put it on my knee pad, took it with me. I said, what would you do if all this just blacked out? He said, what do you mean? I said, what would you do if your electronics went down? The battery went dead. He said, well, the motor was stopped. I said, no, the motor won't stop. It's run by magnetos. I said, if the battery dies, the motor will still run. He said, okay. He said, I don't know. So I reached over underneath the yoke on his side. I hit the master, and I just shut everything down. Everything was dark. I said, now here's what you got, little man. See this compass hanging on the windscreen? That's all you got. And the only other thing you got is this. And I put the map over on his knee. He said, well, I don't know what to do. Look down at the map and look down at the ground. You'll see the highway, which is I-95. I said, you'll see where they loop around. That'll tell you where you're at. You see train tracks. You see electric towers. You see water tanks. You follow them. I said, but on this little compass, you keep your same heading. So his dad said, I don't know why you're doing this. I said, because I'm trying to teach your boy not to get killed, like we almost did. I said, if you can't read a damn map and the computers go out, then he's screwed. I said, I told you once, sir, please shut the hell up and leave me alone. He said, all right, I'm sorry. So he's following the map. He's doing good with it. I said, no, up front, I said, there should be some train tracks coming up. I said, right above that should be your airport. He said, I see the tracks. I said, well, look further ahead. You should see the airport. I could already see the airport. I'm blind in one eye. He said, yeah, I see it. I said, flip your master back on. Now he's just turning the lights back on, nav lights and a beacon and stuff, so we didn't get hit. But I told him, you need to learn how to do that bullshit or you're going to get killed. I said, you need to have an instructor teach you how to fly this plane or you're going to get killed. And I told his dad, and I said, you know what, it's nice. You know, I was 17 years old. I worked 3 jobs to get a pilot's license. So I learned everything I could. You know, I got my aerobatics. I did everything. Learned everything. From old school pilots. P-51 pilots from World War II. That's who taught me aerobatics. But the way they push these kids through flight school anymore, no. Daddy gives them money, they teach them how to get off the ground and get back on the ground, that's it. And that's bullshit. Because you got a plane loaded with 130 people, with 2 incompetent people, if the electronics go out, they're fucked. What do we do now, George? I don't know, I guess we just crashed. I don't know. It was an interesting ride, though. Got it in, got the gear down. I hope he landed. But I talked to my instructor there, and I told him, I said, a plane is not to leave the ground until he gets instruction and gets checked out. He said, all right. He said, where were you? I said, I'm the guy who just flew it up here. I left him fly it. I said, he's not capable of flying that airplane by himself. He said, were you an instructor? I said, I used to be. Not anymore. I just hired to fly it up here. But he got cocky with me, and I told him, I said, listen, pal, I got the end number of the plane, I got their ID and everything. If fucking plane leaves the ground and he crashes, it's on you. I'm just telling you, you're the only FBO here, so it's up to you. He said, well, it won't leave unless we give him instruction on it. So, another little fucking young clown. So, I got paid. Actually, I was only supposed to get $1,000 from the dad. He ended up giving me $1,500. So that was donated to my sister for the school supplies and everything, which we'll be handing out next week, or this weekend, I guess. And I got $2,000 from Ed, and I had him write it out to my mom and dad to help them out, because I don't get to go anywhere. I didn't do anything. Like I said, my dad wants to go fishing, but he has a hard time even moving anymore. So, I think maybe Sunday I'll take the day off church and take him up to the river, take him fishing for a while. But, yeah, I see some other asshole come on here left a comment about Kevin, about poor Kevin is, poor Kevin had. Poor Kevin can suck shit. That man is a fucking 3-time loser. All he does is try to suck people dry for money. I'm tired of fucking hearing about him. You guys love him so much, stay on his fucking channel and give him fucking money. Don't come over here throwing fucking shit at me and the people on my channel. It's up to you, but you're gonna get fucking blocked. I don't deal with it here. Anyway, Jay had an interesting day. Like I said, first 10 seconds and the flight almost killed, but hey, just a normal day for Jay. Hey. Alright guys, I'm gonna get going. Love y'all. God bless. Please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget the damn like button, Betty. I'll see you on the flip side. Bye-bye.